charts with the records. Well, then again, I don't take passing yards into consideration anymore since they've relaxed the rules about hand checking and a lot of the penalties that the cornerbacks and safeties are really paying the price for. So what does he have to prove? See if I can win it without Belichick. It becomes a mental thing at that point.
When you put it in perspective, high-class problems that you, I, or Candace will never, ever, ever get to imagine. Getting paid $1 million a game, getting paid some crazy amounts of money. It's a nice problem to have, but I think at the end of the day, look, it's going to work itself out. I think you're going to see Tom Brady back in New England. I think New England just put a little pressure on him and said that they wanted him to make a decision before March 16th. And I'll bet you what he's doing. He's leveraging this to say, if I come back, you better give me some ammunition because I'm not doing this in a depleted field trying to make more numbers. You need to have some wide receivers. You need to get more players around me so that we could do this the right way for my last few years. That's what I think he's using leverage to make this happen.
No question about it. Yeah, really, I agree. You guys sat there and gave me a limited deck. I don't know, how many cards are in the deck of cards?
52.
No, 54. You forget about the two jokers.
Right.
It's a truth.
They tried this Antonio Brown thing for one game, You kind of knew exactly what was going to happen. Why did you bother with that? He's the guy that we're going to give you somebody really good. Look, I think he's leveraging this relationship to get himself the next Rob Gronkowski back.
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing. The Patriots have a track record for taking problem guys and actually turning them into pretty productive players. I mean, Josh Gordon wasn't that bad. I mean, they did get a little bit of mileage out of him, and I'm sure that the list goes on and on. Hey, listen.
They took Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Randy Moss. How did that work out, Al? Did he get a lot of yards? I really felt bad when the Patriots did win that Super Bowl because Randy deserved it, and Tom had an unbelievable target that led to incredible records. So, that's why they were rolling the dice. Now, obviously, Antonio Brown's problems have exceeded what we anticipated. So, I give the Patriots a lot of credit for rolling the dice to try to bring in. I'm trying to remember the running back that they acquired from Cincinnati a few years ago. It's Corey Dillon, I believe it was, right? And that didn't work out so bad either. So, the Patriots' track record of bringing in these guys is all about winning. LeGarrette Blount had a pretty interesting history, and they ended up making a Super Bowl champion out of him. So, their track record with these guys is really, really, really good. So Al, why don't you give me a prediction for this Super Bowl here? Let's go on to the Super Bowl at hand.
I predict the Patriots will not win.
Oh, my goodness. That's a Jimmy the Greek prediction you can't really blow up, right?
So you're going to laugh, but this is one of the first Super Bowls in quite a few years I'm looking forward to because I don't have a pony in the game, and I don't care. I'm actually looking forward to just watching Super Bowl, enjoying commercials, and not actually caring who wins or who loses. But I truly think it's going to be Kansas City.
Do you really? All right.
Yep.
All right, give me
Why? Expand on that.
Yeah, I'd like you to do that one. Yeah.
They've got a great quarterback. They've come back from adversity. They've been way down. They've come back. I think they know how to handle pressure, and I think the Super Bowl is the biggest pressure game in the entire league. I mean, that's it. That's the game. I think they're going to do it.
Okay. Why?
Because of offense, he said.
Offense, right? Do you care to?
I think they know how to handle pressure. That's what I think. I think the defense, the offense, I think they let one of their games slip. They were down by how many points? They made this huge comeback. They come back and win by, 20-something points?
Right.
That takes character. I have a feeling these guys are going to do it. They've run their back up against the wall and figured out how to come ahead.
Well, guys like you make all of us experts look stupid because you're probably potentially could be right. We probably know too much about the game, and therefore the obvious pick would be with the 49ers. But now I'd be intrigued when we come over to your place to watch it, and I'll have all of this, up on national media here. So give me a prediction about the score.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. What was that?
That's all right. Give me your score. Kansas City, you've already gone on a limb there, so I want to hear your score.
What's the final score?
I'm going to say 27-23.
Well, all right, you're within the 4 points. Okay. So I think the 4 points is in line with Kansas City. I think a few things that we should point out that probably help your prediction out a little bit is that if Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill really get going and Travis Kelce, that could be an efficient situation. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, and Terrell Suggs and Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, are certainly some storylines to definitely watch out for that could definitely go ahead and enhance your prediction. So, I think you bring a lot of interesting perspectives to the table, and I'll tell you right now, after being on for the first time, I look forward to bringing you on at a future date. But any closing thoughts about some of the subjects that we've talked about?
No, it's funny. Have you ever seen the movie Fever Pitch?
When it comes to me seeing movies, that doesn't happen much. Ask my significant other. I've never been in a movie theater with her, and I've known the girl 7 years. I have a problem with movie theaters, or they have a problem with me.
I'm gonna lend it to you, okay? And Fever Pitch was this guy that was crazy emphatic about his team. So a lot of people think it's a Red Sox movie. No. It's just a guy who's really, really dedicated, loyal to his team. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens, no matter who wins, no matter who loses, it's purely entertainment. All it does is take us out of our reality of life for a few hours that we get to enjoy something and not think about the bills, not think about work, not think about anything. Just truly watch the game. It's sports, but it's entertainment. And when it's all said and done, whoever gets a trophy, you and I still have to go back to work. So enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the game. And when it's all over, we'll go back to our lives, and we're never going to sign multi-million-dollar contracts to do what we do like these guys do to play a game. But it's always fun to watch.
Plus, there's always entertainment in all the commercials, because what's the commercial going for this year? It's some crazy amount, isn't it?
I actually have been told that it costs more money to produce a Super Bowl commercial than a 30-minute TV show.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
30 seconds or a minute to get your whole point across. So every second of that commercial has to be perfect. You're spending all this money. So it should be interesting. Yeah, the commercials are fun, but I'm really excited that we're going to have you guys over and we'll watch the game together, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, you don't think I'm going to watch it without doing a little bit of play-by-play in front of your group now, Al? Haven't you learned that after a few rodeos? Really?
I have, and I have a special TV for you out by the pool.
Well, do you?
So it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, well, I just hope I have an audience that'll listen to me. You got to make sure.
Right, you, the dogs, the pool animals, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
I'm going to have a lot of fun listening to you calling the game.
Yeah, I hope so. I make sure you have a few people with 2 legs on there instead of the 4-legged creatures as well that'll pay attention.
Candace, you're going, right?
Yeah. I'm
well,
there.
I hope you're going to enjoy listening to him as well. That will be fun.
I got to chime in, every once in a while. And just for the record, Fox is charging as much as $5.6 million for a 30-second spot on the game. So that's what the commercials are going for. That is a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, Al, I think the most intriguing part when we go to your place is the fact that you don't have a horse in the race. You can actually watch the game. So then you could go out there, and I think it'll be fun to watch you in action outside of the Patriots thing. Whether I've never had a team in the race. The Lions have never been there, so I wouldn't know. But I just thank them for getting me in the 4. So I guess my genuine interest is, for me, just so I should point out to you while we have a couple of minutes to go on the program, we have an announcement that we're making on national radio here today that Rudy Reyes, one of my co-hosts, and I are going to be doing a media day out in for the Super Bowl. I just found that out the other day, so I'll be covering my 5th Super Bowl. I won't be going to the game, of course. This is something that Rudy and I are partnering on as we continue to build the South Florida Tribune Network, as well as the Sports Exchange and all the other programs. So I'll be a bit more involved in the Super Bowl activities, and obviously having a show here on Saturday enabled me to loosen up time so I can focus on the task at hand with Rudy at all. So how about that, Al?
Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I got a lot of things that we're working on as we get 2020 out to a rocking start. And now I'm actually happy that I wouldn't mind inviting you back on as a periodic commentator to provide your thoughts on sports and non-sports related issues. If you're interested, then you're welcome to be on the broadcast from time to time. How does that sound?
I'd like that. Let me know.
Yeah, I will. But meanwhile, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out over the weekend. Alan Bornstein, just so you know, is a fan of the Sports Exchange and a fan of the South Florida Tribune Broadcasting Network. And I thought this was an appropriate time to bring Alan on the program. One thing I want to mention before we let you go is I want to wish your Uncle Jack happy 99th birthday. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I'm just about to go over to the party right now.
Well, all right. Well, tell Jack that here his friends at the South Florida Tribune Broadcasting Network and the Sports Exchange want to wish him a happy birthday, and we hope he can go as long as he can. And maybe, God willing, a year from now we'll be able to talk about Jack's 100. So, unbelievable first act, Al, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks for being on the Sports Exchange, Al and Bornstein. One more time, plug your business, and you got 20 seconds to do it.
Worker payroll. Payroll doesn't have to suck. If you'd like, go to our website. You can actually get to us by payroll.love. Payroll.love. And we're happy to help you in any way we can. If you have any questions, just let us know.
All right. Well, Al, once again, Candy, any final thoughts for Al?
Thanks, Al. Looking forward to seeing you next Sunday.
All right, Al. We want to thank you for being on the program. Have a great rest of the weekend, and send our regards to Jack. Thank you, Al.
Thank you. My pleasure. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, one of the things that we try to do here is bring on a lot of different people on the broadcast, and I think that Al certainly provided a refreshing New England take to what we were really doing today. So
it's always good to bring different people on that have different fan bases and loves of different sports. It's always good. It's always good. I mean, both you and I are Midwestern people. You obviously growing up in Detroit. I'm growing up around the Milwaukee area. I have my teams. You have yours. It's always good to have other people that have other aspects. Yeah,
I think so. And I think as we continue to build the program that we're able to do what we've got to do. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing the continued growth of what we're doing. We're off to a really good start. And I think the challenge of being able to build a network, let alone online publication, goes beyond the individuals that are writing. And one of my favorite places to work with Florida Atlantic University Owls. Yesterday I had an opportunity to work with John McCormick, the baseball coach, who will be on 108 Stitches Baseball Talk in the coming weeks. And, the Florida Atlantic University baseball program, Candy, to me is a program which is Rodney Dangerfield. They probably have one of the most winning record of any of the major sports they have there, and yet they probably have a facility that definitely needs some major upgrades for sure. So, we'll be doing a lot of FAU baseball coverage. Myself, you, and Louis Adio-Weiss will be the primary individuals that will be involved in the coverage for the FAU Owls.
I'd say even their football team doesn't get the respect. I mean, look what they did this year, and they don't get the respect that, just like the baseball team, they're the Rodney Dangerfield.
No, but they got the on-campus stadium, which baseball hasn't. And I think, though, until Lane Kiffin went ahead and revitalized the program, Howard Schnellenberger built the program, and Lane Kiffin went ahead and revitalized it. Some of the coaching hires that they had in between didn't do anything to help the cause. So now I'll be curious to find out what Willie Taggart can do, and his defensive coordinator, Jim Levitt, who built University of South Florida program from scratch, in terms of being able to continue what was built.
Mm-hmm. It was very interesting. This was the first year of us really covering it since we really just started this business. But it was really interesting watching them grow as a team. The changes that they made, the way they grew, from their first game that we covered all the way to the championship game, which was exciting. And they grew as a team with their coach, and then their coach, obviously Kiffin went his different ways, and now they have a new coach. It's a good program, though. Yeah, they are. I mean, the thing that people have to understand here is that there are a lot of programs locally. When you think in the Miami-Dade, Broward County, you got the University of Miami, of course. It's been around a long time. The U.
Florida International University is a program which is up and coming under Butch Davis. So we'll get into that in a moment. Meanwhile, our next guest here on the program is Ryan Skolrud. Ryan and I go ahead and do a lot of fantasy football together. Ryan Skolrud is Website is Skull King Fantasy Football. Ryan, thanks for being our Super Bowl edition